How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel, Divine Therapy Sessions. And of course, I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys back. These are my Divine Therapy Sessions. And in today's Eddie's Love Bug Advice, we are going to talk about, let me fix this camera. We're going to talk about when the ex wants to come back into the picture, right? So I think there's some, obviously look at, depending on what you believe in, if you believe in soulmates or twin flames, we obviously know that there are exceptions in the game, right? If that is your belief system. Obviously, too, like, we fall in love, right? And then love is a powerful thing. So a lot of the times we do take back our exes. And sometimes they work out successfully and sometimes they do not. Now, in my experience, I've experienced both the taking back the ex and it not working out, and then taking back the ex and it does work out, and then eventually it doesn't. But I mean, obviously I would be with that person still today, and I'm not. So it didn't work out, but it's because of growth as well, right? There's always our reasons, right? And it usually has to do with growth. So check this out. I think there's criteria for both sides of the argument, if in a very, I guess, lack of words kind of way to say it. So things that we're looking for when we're taking someone back, right? The first question you should ask yourself is, why did you not want to be in that relationship? Or if you find yourself on the other side of the coin, why did that person leave you, right? So if you, whatever side you find your side of the coin, you're asking yourself certain questions. So check this out. I feel like when you ask that question, should I take this person back? What were the reasons why what were they doing that weren't meeting the standard, right? Or were they not meeting your boundaries? Were they doing certain things that were triggering you? What is it, right? Like, those are the things you need to figure out first. And when you finally get a handle on what that is, there should be no exceptions. There's no exceptions whatsoever. So if someone comes back in the picture, it's like the worst thing that we can do, or the thing that like only repeats cycles, right? Because if we say bad or good or worse, or it's almost like this, like a big show's going on, and we have like this theater going, and it's like a theater, a movie, and like this side of the courtroom and that side of the courtroom, and then we're like making it, it's just really weird. So to me, it feels like, do you want to keep repeating the cycle? You know, that's a simple way to put it. Do you want to be in a relationship with this person, and is it going to continue the same path that it did before? And the reason why we get into this is because a lot of people aren't ready to be in a relationship to begin with, or someone is either in the energy of being an F boy or an F girl, right? Or they're greedy, or they're selfish, dishonorable, not loyal, right? Because at the end of the day, no one really wants to be in a relationship with someone else while that person's lying, cheating, doing the most abrasive things that you can do to a person, right? And a lot of the times when someone's in this energy, they don't want to get caught, right? I've been there. I've had it done to me. I know how it feels, and I know how it feels in others. I've looked in other people's faces, and it's not a good, pretty show, right? So is this going to, like me saying this video, is it going to stop people from doing this to you, or you doing this to another? No, it's not. But I will say this. There's the beautiful thing about karma. Karma has a beautiful checks and balance system. By the way, go check that video out. It's in my Eddie's Life Hacks. The universe works in a wonderful way where everything that we do comes back to us. Best believe it, because it does happen. And so whether or not it doesn't, and it could happen to someone in that very moment, within like a 10-second span. It could happen in 10 minutes, it could happen in 10 months, it could happen in 10 years. And it usually comes when you don't want it to. Believe that. So going back to it, I feel like a lot of the times we're in relationships for reasons why we shouldn't be in it. Even if we're the person who got rid of or didn't want to be in the relationship with that person, right? A lot of the times we're insufficient in ourselves. And that's what needs to be looked at. You wouldn't be in a relationship with another person if you were in lack, right? And lack in any sense or form of that. Whether it's an emotional capacity too, right? Because there's a lot of codependency that goes on. And I feel like, when we don't look at these subjects, we continue the process. Whether you take back the ex or move on to a new one, you are going to invite the same exact energies that you had before. Believe that. It's going to happen again and again. And you keep saying, why do I keep finding this guy? They're always cheaters. They're always this. Or why do guys always say, why do I keep finding that type of woman that takes advantage or does this or does that, right? It has nothing to do with that person. It has everything to do with you. So it's a level of taking accountability for your own actions and what you're putting out there. A lot of the time so we put out energy to other people, right? So if you are attracting a certain type of person, whether that be a narcissist, a liar, a cheater, or whatever it is, it's because we're putting that out there. And when we get to a place where we can actually put up boundaries, which I have another video, check that one out. Boundaries is going to get you a good place, because what it's going to do for us is it's going to actually keep people in a place where they are not allowed to cheat on us. They're not allowed to lie to us. And also, most people can't go past a certain amount of time because they'll show their true colors, right? Like most people won't put in a lot of work, right? And even if they do, eventually they're going to show warning signs, right? But we're talking about actually inviting the ex back into our life, because obviously if they want to or you want to, if any behavior repeats itself, that person did not change. And you guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to break the hard, cold truth for you. Most people don't change. They just say that they do. They use their words. There's a lot of lip service that's being used by people in the universe right now. That's a major problem, right? When we say it with our words, but our actions don't follow suit. And you guys, that's how we can figure people out. Actions and words. And if someone's actually using their words, like saying that they're about something, and then they actually do the actions, but you still get that feeling that there's something there, that's your intuition. That is your gut feeling. That is your God-given superpower. Believe in it. Because if you believe in it, it will eventually show itself, right? The dark will always be shined by the light. It will always come to the surface. It'll take time sometimes, but a lot of the times these people are put in our lives to teach us lessons. Huge lessons. So we don't, because later on, whatever God's got planned for us, we're going to need to know those lessons so we don't get ourselves into another situation like that, right? And when we continue to find those same people, we're continuing to try to learn the same lesson. And until you start changing yourself, it's got nothing to do with the other person, right? A lot of the times it's because of us. And I found myself so many times accepting people who didn't belong in my life at all. And it's a vicious cycle. You don't want to be a part of that. And yeah, so if the behavior is exactly the same, they need to go. They need to go. Don't play with that. And a lot of the times, what do we get caught into, right? Like, no one wants to be lonely, and then you invite the person back in because of certain reasons. If you still feel animosity, see, that's work that a person needs to do for themselves, right? Like, this is why I feel like it's always a dangerous subject, because did the person really grow? I believe in second chances, you guys, because I did that. I'm totally for that, man. But I'm telling you, it takes intensive work. Months. You have to dive into the places why you're a shitty person. And half the time, people don't want to admit to them being that type of person, right? That's why I say this is so hard. And I'm arming you guys, arming you to the teeth. Don't allow people to take your essence, your light, your divinity, your truth, especially if you've ran into this same issue over and over and over again, right? It doesn't make any sense. And it sure as heck doesn't make sense for you or me taking these people back, because these people are going to do exactly the same thing over and over again. So, okay, so behavior, we're looking at the behavior, making sure that they don't do the exact same thing. If they do any of it, or if you go find yourself falling into the same patterns and routines, nothing has changed. Nothing. You're spinning your wheels only for it to get worse the next time. And this has always happened for me. It's another way that to look at this is that you just never know at first when someone's putting on an act. So I always believe that whatever your gut's telling you, you're usually 100% right. Go with your gut, man. Your gut feeling is going to get you further than your intellect ever will. I do think that that's all I have today. This is the end of the video. Hey, you guys, make sure I actually posted a video on the eclipse, the full moon, which is happening on the 26th. Check that video out as well. And also make sure you guys to protect yourselves, and you know whatever, however that you do that in your ceremony. And just ensure to do research too. You know, what is the eclipse? What are the spiritual meanings behind it? And yeah, you guys, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'll see you. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, guys. All right.